She thinks she's better than me. She has never said it. She doesn't have to.
She thinks she's better than me. I didn't say it out loud. But I felt it. Every time people turned their heads. Every time someone chose her, without even realizing I was an option. I used to laugh about it. Give it 2 days, I would joke. Just 2 days. That glow everyone talks about? Gone. She would laugh too. She never heard the part of me that wasn't joking. And the day I handed her that gift, I smiled like nothing in the world had already changed. Use it before Saturday, I said softly. You have to glow. She hugged me. Tight. Grateful. Trusting. That was the easiest part. This is the story of Zara and Amara. 2 women people used to describe as if they came as a pair. Until one of them decided. There wasn't enough space for 2. They grew up on the same street. Built their lives side by side. Zara, quiet, precise, almost surgical with beauty. A bridal stylist people waited weeks for. Amara, bold, striking, impossible to ignore. She sold beauty. She wore it effortlessly. From the outside? Perfect balance. But something shifted. So slowly, no one noticed at first. Except Amara. Because attention has a pattern. And once you see it, you can't unsee it. A man would walk into her shop and leave asking for Zara. A compliment would be shared, but land heavier on Zara. A moment would begin evenly and end tilted. Every single time. It's your energy, Amara once said. Zara laughed. Amara smiled. But that night, she didn't sleep. Because in her mind, it wasn't random anymore. It was a system. And she was losing. Now pause here for a second. Because this matters. Right now, before anything happens? Who do you think breaks first? The one who has everything? Or the one who feels like she's being erased? Keep that answer. You'll need it. 2 weeks before the wedding, Amara went looking for something. Not online. Not in any place with a name. Just somewhere quiet. Hidden. The kind of place people don't admit exists. I need something, she said. The woman across from her didn't move. Something, for what? Amara hesitated. Then said it anyway. To change how someone is seen. Silence. Then. That kind of change doesn't stay small, the woman replied. I don't need it to. A long pause. You're not asking for change, the woman said. You're asking to take something. Amara's voice dropped. I just need it to work. The woman finally reached for something. Wrapped. Plain. Too simple. That doesn't stop when you want it to, she said quietly. And it doesn't forget who started it. Amara took it anyway. Because by then, this wasn't a thought anymore. It was a decision. 3 days before the wedding, she delivered the gift. Zara didn't question it. Of course she didn't. This was her person. 2 days before the wedding, she used it. And on the morning everything was supposed to be perfect. Something felt off. Not enough to panic. Just enough to ignore. Until it wasn't. It started as irritation. Then patches. Then attention. The kind you don't ask for. The kind you can't escape. People noticed first. That was the worst part. Conversations slowed. Eyes lingered. Smiles changed. No one said it directly. But everyone saw it. And once something is seen like that, it spreads faster than truth ever can. By the time the family arrived, it was already over. No announcement. No confrontation. Just quiet decisions happening in corners. Measured looks. Careful distance. And one final conversation at the door. It's not the right time, they said. But everyone knew what that meant. The wedding didn't break. It dissolved. And just like that, Zara lost everything that depended on being chosen. Her bookings. Her reputation. Her name. Because in that world, perception is currency. And hers had just collapsed. Amara stayed close. Closer than anyone. Crying. Comforting. Blaming unseen enemies. And no one, not once, asked why the solution had come from her. Time passed. And here's the dangerous part. For a while, it worked. Amara got everything. The attention. The space. Even the man Zara had almost married. And for a moment, it felt like balance had been restored. But forced things don't stay stable. They settle first. Then they shift. Because what Amara never said out loud was that she went back. I need him to stay, she told the woman. This time, the answer came faster. That's not love. I don't care. That's control. I said I don't care. A pause. Then. You won't recognize it when it changes. Amara didn't listen. And that was the second mistake. The first year of her marriage was good. Very good. That's what makes this part dangerous. Because if it had been bad immediately, she might have escaped. But it wasn't. It was soft. Attentive. Full. Until it became something else. Gradually. Quietly. Questions became checks. Care became surveillance. Love became ownership. And by the time she realized it, it wasn't something she could step out of anymore. Meanwhile, Zara rebuilt. Slowly. Painfully. One client. Then another. Then enough. Not because people forgot. But because she refused to disappear. And years later, when someone stood in front of her again and said, I choose you, it wasn't because she had no options. It was because she had become undeniable. The night before her wedding, Amara came back. No performance. No mask. Just truth. Everything spilled out. The gift. The intention. The second decision. And what her life had turned into. Zara didn't interrupt. Didn't react. Just listened. And when it was over, she spoke. I'm not going to forgive you. Calm. Steady. Final. Amara broke. I know. What you did, you chose to do it. More than once. Silence. And what's happening to you now? I didn't create it. That landed. Hard. And I'm not going to fix it. That landed harder. Because in that moment, Amara understood something she had been avoiding for years. Some consequences don't come with rescue. Zara closed the door that night. Not out of anger, but out of clarity. And she didn't open it again. She got married the next day. Small ceremony. Quiet room. No tension. No whispers. Just certainty. Real. Stable. Earned. Amara stayed where she was. In a life that no longer needed magic to hold it together. Because it had already become something else. Something permanent. And now, people still tell their story. Not about beauty. Not really. But about decisions. Because in the end, this was never about who was more beautiful. It was about who was willing to destroy something real. Just to feel like they had more. So I'll ask you one last time. Now that you know everything, who actually lost? The one who was envied? Or the one who couldn't stop comparing? Tell me.